Have you ever wanted to know when was the right time to actually leave your job? You're in luck. This video is just for you. I'm going to be talking about three of the ways that you can identify if it is really time for you to leave your job. My name is Hannah Thurgant. I'm the founder of Career Image Solutions, where we specialize in all things hiring and all things workforce development for working professionals as well as companies. So I've left positions before. And if I could be honest with you, I would say the first time I actually left the job was probably just because I wanted a little bit more freedom. I needed a little bit more flexibility, but I loved my job. I've actually had a great opportunity to work for some amazing people. But one of the first things I want to share with you is that that it's time for you to leave your job if it's not aligned to your values. You see, your values can change at any given point of your life, right? The things that are important to you, maybe in your early 20s, are not probably the same things that are important to you in your 60s or in your 50s, right? So it's important for you to know who you are, what your values are, so that way it will be clear when you are working with someone to see if the values are misaligned. You see, many working professionals, they get very frustrated, and they'll start to point the finger. My supervisor is getting on my nerves. I don't like this place. And you start finding them complaining about their workplace. And when you really listen, maybe that's just my coaching ear, when you listen for the root cause, it's because their values are not aligned. It's not that their supervisor is a bad person. It's not even that the workplace is a bad environment. That's their culture. Those are the things that they value. They value people staying late and getting there early. That's what their value doesn't make it wrong. You value having work-life harmony. So you have to know what you value, what your values are, because if where you are working does not align with your values, it's probably time for you to go. Most times than not, you don't get to change a company's values. most often, usually it takes a collective effort, or it takes, especially if it's a larger organization, it takes some time for an organization to undo some of the things that they've always done. So again, if you know that where you are working does not align with your values, it might be time to go. Second reason, your ideas are always getting shut down. Now, this is what I call the gift zone draining, right? Just draining all of your gifts because you're working day in, day out. Again, not a bad place, but your perception is that it's a bad environment, but your gifts are just not welcome there. They're just not welcome there. Your ideas just keep getting shut down. You're not utilizing what the things that your gifts that you have. You're not utilizing the things that make you great. You're not working in your genius zone. So therefore you are frustrated because you're working at a job for 20 plus hours, 40 plus hours a week, and you're not doing the things that excite you, that rejuvenate you. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe, especially as you continue to go up the ladder, there are going to be some things in your job some things that you just may not like to do, right? But there should be some elements of your position that you really enjoy, that you are actually able to utilize your gifts, that you're able to utilize your strengths, that you're able to utilize your genius zone. That's when amazing things begin to happen, because when you have an idea about something, it's actually welcomed because you can go ahead and cultivate all of that genius in it. So again, if your gift, if your ideas are being shut down, begin to ask your questions. Am I utilizing my gifts? Are my gifts welcomed here, right? Are my strengths being utilized in my work? And if so, how often? Begin to ask yourself that question, because you'll begin again to realize, this frustration is really not about my supervisor. This frustration is really not about my coworker. This frustration might really be because I'm not doing the things that I actually like to do, and or my gifts are not being utilized. And let me just preface here. I'm a huge advocate of working professionals speaking up for themselves. I get it, not all environments are conducive to people speaking up, speaking out, but I hope that you work for a company where you can at least have a conversation. I'm not an advocate of tattletaling, and I'm not an advocate of pointing fingers and saying, you didn't do this. I like to coach working professionals to bring solutions to their problems to the table, right? So hopefully you work in an environment where if your gifts are not being utilized, hopefully you can at least have a conversation about what your gifts are, and maybe you see some opportunities within the company of where you can utilize those gifts. Let me tell you, many people, especially supervisors, hiring managers, they have so many things going on. And if you don't speak up and say, hey, I would love to learn how to do this, or how to work on this, or hey, I'm really good at this, do you think I can do? If you don't say it, most people won't know it. So speak up. Speak up, speak up, speak up. Third way to know that it may be time for you to leave your job is that you hear God telling you it's time to go. Let me tell you, I had an experience. I remember when I was working for a really great job. I loved everything about it. Everything about the job. And to be quite honest, there was nothing wrong with it. I was getting promoted, kept getting salary increases. I mean, the people loved me and I loved them. But I'm telling you what, I cried going to work and cried coming home. I was having dreams about starting my own company. It was just a big mess, because if someone caught me crying, they would ask me, why are you crying? I felt so silly saying, because I'm going to be leaving this good job that pays me a lot, that loves me. It just sounded crazy. But the reality is that there was a calling on my life, and I knew that I needed to leave. So I heard it very loud and clear, and I kept getting confirmation after confirmation after confirmation that I kept ignoring, because I couldn't imagine leaving a good thing. So I want to encourage you that even if you are in a good environment, it doesn't mean that that's your right now environment. Okay, be okay with the fact that you may be going to a different place, another good environment. Let me tell you this. Sometimes you have to really look at you staying at your job is blocking somebody else's blessing. There's probably only one position that you're in. You're probably not in like 2 or 3 different positions, right? You might be helping out, but there's one position. And if you don't leave and you know you're supposed to leave, that means somebody else who is supposed to be there can't get there because the vacancy is not open. You are blocking someone else's vacancy. You are blocking someone else's blessing because you refuse to leave your good thing. I'm encouraging you, please, if you know that you're hearing, sensing, feeling, again, depending on what your belief system is, you know, some people say, I just have a gut feeling, or I'm just taking a leap, whatever it is, whatever that is for you, where you know that it's time for you to leave, please do not outstay your stay. Your warranty period is up. And if you know that it's time for you to go, please start building your exit strategy. And again, not because there's anything wrong, it's just time for you to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So I hope that you were blessed with these 3 reasons of when you know that it is time for you to go. Again, if your values are not aligned, also if your ideas are getting shut down, and quite frankly, just because you hear God, or you know that it's time for you to go, even if you are in a good environment. So please take heed to these tips. We're approaching a new year, and it is very important that you begin to build your career strategy and or your exit strategy. If you need someone to walk you through that, make sure you contact our team at Career Image Solutions. We have outstanding career consultants that would be standing by and happy to help you along your career journey. So thank you for watching, and until next time, don't forget to command your day. Check below for our contact information and let us know what you think about this video. Talk to you soon. Bye.